What's up, people? We are back with more of Sound of Drop Fall into Poison. Doesn't it kind of make you sad seeing this screen fill up? Because for me it does a little bit, knowing that we're nearing the end of this entire game, considering the fact that we only need one more true ending and we're lacking about, I think, 3, 4, 5, 8 bad endings in total. So yeah, we need one more true ending, which I think I've explained this many times before, but I'm gonna do it again, basically, where the first two true endings were in the normal version, and the last two endings which we have found in our second and third playthrough, the Limited Ocean of the Life, as well as Fall into Poison, those endings were sort of added with the Steam version of this game. So this one, the ending that I'm lacking is, I guess it doesn't go into depth. I'm not entirely sure, of course, because I haven't played through that particular ending yet, but I'm guessing it's going to be somewhat similar to the ending Princess of Drops, which, if you compare it to the other two endings that we've gotten, I mean, I love that ending Princess of Drops, but it didn't give us as much information about the entirety of the aquarium and everything behind it. Like, for example, all the backstory information about Kenji, Riko-san, the director. Like, you saw different sides from him, even saw different sides somewhat of Mari, and maybe it was because we got this Princess of Drops ending at the very first, so we didn't know a lot back then either. So I don't know exactly which one, but nevertheless, we need one more true ending. So yeah, I already sort of know where I'm gonna have to look, because it's basically the endings that you get is sort of always dependent on one particular choice that it seems really sort of story defining. And yeah, I'll show you which one that is for this particular ending. Bam, there it is. This was the defining choice of our very first playthrough, and here we actually, in my very first playthrough, I decided to go and save Himeno, which resulted in the ending Princess of Drops. And for this one, we're gonna choose to save Mari, and hopefully that will give us the last true ending that we are currently missing. To save Mari. If I were to guess, based on what was written in the diary, then Mari wandered into the closed down area of the Manten Aquarium. We can actually skip through this. I wonder how much of this is skippable. Sadly, this particular playthrough doesn't really differ very much, even though we selected a different option from our original very first playthrough. But this is one particular choice which results in a bad ending that we haven't actually gotten yet. So this is the part where we go into the director's office for the very first time and things just start to turn red, and I believe we just kind of choose whether we leave the room or stick around, and the option to leave the room is gonna result in a bad ending, so we're gonna do that. As I fumble about, my body slowly begins to float in the air. This place is already filled with wavering water. Trying to control my body, I reach for the door of the director's office. I have to get out at once. At this rate, I need to pull myself together in a safe place. My fingertip somehow touches the door. I grab the doorknob, and I can't move it. The one way in and out won't budge. Ugh. I cough up the remaining oxygen in my lungs in shock when the door refuses to open. My body is nonchalantly overcome with the sensation of floating. Just like that, I lose consciousness. Okay, that was a very simple bad ending. It's not over yet. This is no longer being of this world. I become aware of something strange. Then my soul is being pulled into a large container. Deep red emotions. It isn't just me, but numerous souls, dominated by malice. Now, I no longer have my original form, instead become nothing more than a part of a whole, molding into a colony. It's all over now. The me that was me is finished. Amongst the Gears 1. Wow. I mean, for some reason, like now that we've played through all the other 3 true endings, this bad ending means so much more because now we realize what she's being part of, right? She's becoming part of all those souls that are unable to move on, and basically all the hatred and malice that Red Manten Aquarium exists of, which is what that redness actually consists out of, or stands for. Bam! Another choice that can result in actually 2 bad endings, I believe. So this is an elaborate choice where we have 4 options, 2 of which are actually correct. It's either reach on top of the desk or reach for my pocket, and reach out for the bookshelf or for the door is gonna give us bad endings. So I'm almost certain we haven't discovered any of these bad endings yet. So we're gonna do that immediately. Reach for the bookshelf. Something on the bookshelf. Hoping against hope, I try to control my wobbling body and reach out my hand. I touch the books. Something. Anything would be good. I search for something to help me overcome this situation. Not business administration, not architecture. Those aren't the kinds of books I need. Gah! During this time, air slips from my nose in the form of bubbles. However, I'm still okay. I plug up my nose with my left hand and search the bookshelf with my right. Heavy books, thick books. I fling them all off the shelf. The books float for a second in the water, then sink right away. Once a book falls, I put it out of mind. What I'm looking for is a clue to get through this place. Gah! Air is leaving my body. I don't watch the bubbles as they float up. It's not just bubbles, but the equivalent of my life. Watching it vanish could really shatter my mind. If I have even a hint, I'll be fine. To address the director, a hint is all. Then a ray of hope appears for a brief second. Just as I think my air supply won't last any longer, a piece of paper that had been lodged in a book passes before my eyes. On top of the paper are 2 silhouettes. An adult and a child, a man and a girl, a faded photograph. One of them is a man past middle age, wearing an impeccable suit. The colors of his clothing are the same as Sagino Mariko's. I'm convinced that this is the director. That's right. Having relaxed for a second, the corners of my mouth loosen as well. The bubble that leaves my mouth starts to flow in the water. That slight current of water lifts the photograph towards the water's surface. Wait! Oh no. Why did we even make that bubble? That was the bubble of doom that basically ruined our chance of staying alive. I can no longer continue breathing. That picture was my last clue, my last chance to speak with the resounding voice of the director. I chased the picture, swimming higher and higher. Assisted by the buoyancy supporting my body, swimming up is easy. The picture is higher and higher still. With my right arm stretched out, I follow the picture towards the surface, as high as it can go. Huh? Was the room always this big? Unable to sense the ceiling, I just keep going up through the water. The picture is very far away, disappearing as it goes higher and higher. Huh? What was it with that picture in the first place? My vision is nothing but deepest blue, my previous focus no longer visible. Huh? Is this enough? I should need oxygen, but right now, I don't feel the slightest pain from being unable to breathe. Melting into the blue, my consciousness is freed. That's right. Long ago, I became a part of the wavering water's flow. Where did I begin? And where did I end? Only the things I think are keeping me connected. That too will end. It's mysterious, or so that's how I feel. You, and you, and me? There is no difference between us. We are but one larger flow. The things we can feel are larger than we could ever imagine. Something is here. Carrying with it is something I lost. Some sort of form has come. Bam, amongst the gears 2. Is the other ending gonna be amongst the gears 3 then? Alright, one more bad ending out of this selection of options that we can get, and that is to reach for the door. My own body is floating in air. This place is already filled with wavering water. Trying to control my body, I reach for the door of the director's office. I have to get out at once. At this rate, I need to pull myself together in a safe place. My fingertip somehow touches the door. I grab the doorknob, and I can't move it. The one way in and out won't, but what? This seems familiar. I can actually skip through this as well, meaning we've already done this one? Okay. Amongst the Gears 3. So this is that particular ending that we didn't get yet, Amongst the Gears 3. But the text was exactly the same as some other ending or some particular thing before. I think it was the other option where we actually chose to go outside the door before. I'm not sure if that's Among the Gears 1 or perhaps even a different bad ending. But the text was basically the same. It just gave us a different name of the ending. So we added that to our collection. Another option where we can get a bad ending that we haven't explored yet. So I'm not entirely sure because I kind of rushed through it with the skipping part. But I'm not entirely sure. This is after we went out of the director's office and also where we went to the, I guess, the deep sea fish booth. I think that's where we are at the moment. And then it gives us the option of taking a hand or pushing away the hand. And if we push away the hand here, we're gonna get a bad ending, so let us do that. No! As I scream out, I push away the hand being extended to me, pretending to help me, but really tricking me. This is my logic based on what I've experienced over and over again at this aquarium. I see. The regretful voice quickly disappears. Oh, so this was with Mari. I remember it now. I guess you sort of have to rewatch the first playthrough again or a little bit to perhaps refresh your memory a bit. And in exchange, the tentacle pulling my legs pulls harder. I feel intense pain, as if my legs are about to be ripped off. Gah! I frantically try to resist, but the only thing I feel is myself being pulled down further. I gradually forget to breathe. Below my eye level, there is an enormous giant squid. As I close my eyes, my limbs are torn away with the thick tentacles, or by the thick tentacles. My own body gently floats along the water. No objective, just floating. Before long, the tentacle has wrapped around my slender neck. Luckily, that's the only thing it's doing. Just like that, I am pulled even further into the deep sea. At this point, I have already died. It's an instantaneous death, thanks to my broken neck. Thank you, broken neck. I am watching the spectacle of my own death from somewhere else. The sight of my death from this enormous creature preying upon me, and my own almost comedic powerlessness. Big sister. I feel like I heard a voice. Unable to find the owner of that voice, I can only look around the room drenched in red lights. Deep mystery. Dang, so we actually got like 4 new bad endings in this particular video. Look at that, it's starting to fill up. Only 3 more left. Oh gosh. People probably remember this choice. This was near the very end, so we can skip through so much of the first playthrough. And this is, I think, actually the very last choice of the first playthrough, where we're about to escape with Himeno, and then throughout, when Himeno was being, her body was being possessed by Sagi no Mariko, she was telling us, Mayumi, that some part of Himeno actually hated us, and then Himeno actually admitted to us at this very point, right before we leave, that that was actually true, because we were doubting the fact whether Himeno actually really said that, or Saginuma was tricking us by, making us believe that Himeno was actually saying that, even though that was maybe not the case. But here she actually admits that, so here you have the option of I have no doubts. I'm not entirely sure what her question was at this point, but I remember this moment. And the other option, maybe I really hate Himeno too. Now, I think I chose the option I have no doubts, but this one I think will give us a bad ending, so which we haven't actually explored yet. So we're gonna do that. As much as it hurts me and pains me to say, because I actually love Himeno. I don't hate you, girl. You're my best friend. We have to say it to get this particular bad ending. That thought passes through the deepest part of my heart. It could be that I also, Mayu, in the depths of my heart, I may also bear some unease and dissatisfaction toward you, Himeno. Even for me, it's a surprisingly cool tone I use. Himeno nods and bites her lip. I kind of think that the desire to save you that I got caught up in probably came from my sense of duty and responsibility. Yeah, that's true, I guess. It's just that I said something so terrible and thought to myself that I didn't like you, the one who tried to save me with everything she had. So thinking I can go home with you is strange. Himeno, I didn't say anything like that. No, it's alright. If that's how you truly feel, it wouldn't be right for me not to accept it. Himeno quickly pulls her hand back. Then she takes a step back from the ticket gate. I'll stay here. Huh? No, Himeno! Without giving me a chance to respond, Himeno is swallowed up in the black hole as it expands in time with a tremor. Due to the crumbling of Manten Aquarium, this whole world is eroding. Himeno's body disappears into a hole the same size as the others throughout Manten Aquarium. No way! The destruction is swallowing up everything, right up to my feet. A floorboard knocks me into the air, launching me past the ticket gate. No. A week after returning to the safety of our original world, I visit Manten Aquarium. So pretty. I enter the jellyfish booth and admire the expansive cosmos within a second thought. Himeno is not at my side. It seems that Himeno's parents have filed a missing persons report since she hasn't come home at all. However, the police investigation has been fruitless and Himeno has not been found. Of course not. She was swallowed up in all that destruction. And so, half a year has passed since that day. Soon, I'll move up a grade. I visited Manten Aquarium again. Every time I go, there's no strange occurrences. Just an aquarium overflowing with smiles and emotion. One by one, I carefully examined each exhibit. The impatient Himeno would always prod me along with, "Hurry, hurry!" But now that Himeno is no longer with me. No matter how fascinating the aquarium it is never enough. It just isn't my enjoyment of the aquarium. If I think back on it now, ever since that day, my daily life has been grey. Having lost the light that was Himeno, I don't even know how to have fun anymore. Having returned home, I laugh emptily. I'm sitting on my bed, holding my knees, not doing anything in particular, just spacing out. Before I know it, I've fallen asleep, and the morning of the next day has come. Lying down and getting back up is hard, and every day is depressing. But it can't be helped. This is the result of my choice, and of Himeno's resolve to stay back that day. Just a bit. Maybe it's selfish to feel lonely. True feelings, oh god. This was the worst bad ending of all. How? Oh my god. To leave Himeno behind like that? Oh girl. I could never do that in a million years, even though I did it just now, but it was only for scientific purposes, okay? Himeno, don't hate me. 2 more bad endings for us to find, and this is one more that we can scratch off the list after this. So this is the particular part where we found Himeno being sick, and then we tried to find an alternate way to try and proceed in the story, or just in the aquarium in general. And it was either by going back using a new route, or going back the way I came, which is basically through that staff passageway where Hiyoshi or Kenji-san went totally crazy and possessed. And yeah, going back the way I came, I actually never took this option, which will result in that particular bad ending. So we're just gonna go there with Hiyoshi-san still crazy. He's probably gonna kill us, eat us, whatever, eat our butt again. Hiyoshi-san is probably in the staff passage I came through earlier, but it shouldn't be a danger I cannot overcome. If I can run past him in one shot, surely it will all be okay. Oh, that creaking sound of the door. I open the door carefully with a soft ka-chak. It's at that moment. Gah! Oh my god, he's like waiting for us right there. Chomp! Gah! A sharp pain runs up from the base of my neck. Whatever bit my neck knocks me to the ground. No, not good. Gah! Gah! With each bite, the area around my neck makes a squelching sound. The cold stench of iron and the smell of blood. It's the smell of my blood and the saliva of whatever is doing this to me mixing together. Choked up by the stench, I realize that the air filling my mouth is hitting the bottom of my chin. Breath from my own mouth shouldn't reach the bottom of my chin. The inconsistency here is because that breath is being vented from an air hole that has opened in my mouth. Ugh. Oh god. Kai. My voice isn't a voice anymore. It's nothing more than the sound of air escaping as, unable to offer resistance, my body is overrun by that something. Grah! 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 It's Kenji. There is no pain. All I can feel is the gradual depletion of my own flesh. That something's head bobs up for a second. It's someone I know. The face of a man I know. Before long, everything is engulfed in silence. Surely, this is my death. Being eaten by the one who saved my life, Hiyoshi-san. It is merely my tiny death, and nothing more. Wow, he actually did eat us. Irrational. One more bad ending to go after this, and then we've completed the whole list. Look at that. The poor single block that has no data. It's the only one, the only bad ending that we have left, and then we're completely done with this game. Wow. So, yeah, as you can probably tell from the block that's right next to it, Forever Cloudy 2, this particular ending that we still have to look for is Forever Cloudy 2. Or 1 rather, god damn it. This is the very last ending that we still need, or bad ending. This is the part in the new routes where we seem to have make a choice whether we go and save Mari or go and save Sayo, and for this particular, to get this bad ending, Forever Cloudy 1, we need to select the option go save Mari twice. So we're gonna do that, go save Mari twice and say, I will save Mari. I stand up in sync with my decision. Up to this point, many things have happened. I made a promise with Himeno and came back here again. I was able to become closer with Sayo. I was able to be part with both Sagino Mariko and Kenji-san. I overcame numerous hardships. On the other hand, I came to know my own smallness as a human being. This text is actually familiar. Seems we can skip through it, but we're gonna read through it regardless. One person alone is relatively powerless. One person alone is essentially dead. That's exactly why I made this decision. To choose one thing, to not choose the other. Himeno denied this, but I understand it once more. I cannot accept what the director said, but we are all minuscule individuals after all, wanting everything, wanting anything and everything. This is what we call desire, but fumbling around carelessly just to fulfill it will not yield success. Just one strong will. I'm sure that this is the one thing I'm clinging to. Is it okay? I hear a voice. It's fine, Himeno. Is it okay? It's fine, Sayo. Is it okay? It's fine, Mari. Is it okay? It's fine, myself. Really? It's already been decided. Is that your answer? He who chases 2 hares catches neither. Isn't that how it goes? So it's fine. Me? Well, what's that? Huh? Behind me, a large black shadow. A whale? That's right. This is the shape of your doubt. Before I know it, my vision is dyed violet. You should already understand by now that no matter which you choose, you won't be forgiven. That's not true at all. You rejected yourself. You negated everything you've done up to now. But I had no choice but to choose. The whale is gradually taking form and finally emerges as one cluster. The whale becomes large enough to cover the whole room, seeming like a cumulonimbus cloud. You shouldn't lie to yourself. It's painful making this confession. I shouldn't have to doubt. I shouldn't have to choose. If you're in pain, then hurry and get swallowed up. The whale, with its large mouth open, chases after me. Before long, the violet world is cut off. I realize it within this eternal cloudiness. As soon as I give up on either of them, my heart will break. Forever Cloudy 1? Oh no. We're done. We are officially done. I'm so sad right now. Bam! As you can see, everything is complete. Everything is complete, so yeah. That signifies the end of this series. I sort of recorded in a different order than what you're going to see throughout the videos. Like, I recorded these two last bad endings that were still lacking, and I put it up to the video previous to the true ending number 1, Himeno, which you're going to see in the video after this. So yeah, but I'm gonna upload both of them right after each other, so it's not like you're going to miss much. But yeah, in the other video I did a conclusion of the entire series and everything, so this is just gonna be a proper ending to this particular video, and then just move on to the next one, and that will be the very last video of Sound of Drop Fall into Poison. I am so sad that this has just come to an end, because yeah, I don't even know what to say. So I'm gonna end the video here and just watch the next video. So thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more, and I hope to see you in the next and very last video of Sound of Drop Fall into Poison. Peace.